Welcome to the Incoherent Podcast. We're back for episode 6 of the Incoherent Podcast. Zach and Hoover, how are you going?
It's
Going good.
It's
How are
actually
you?
episode 6.1 because, well, you deleted us.
6.2. I didn't delete his. Zach dropped out and I lost all the conversation. It wasn't very exciting, me talking to myself like a fuckwit. So
You muted us out. Don't
no,
lie.
I didn't. Definitely didn't. Get in, get it done. So, what did you get up to over the weekend?
Oh, we got a bit of shit done at home. Had a lawn and that. Done a bit of shit at home and done some stuff out at the farm.
Didn't buy a PS5?
I didn't buy a PS5, but maybe Santa. Santa might
Well,
bring
how
it
about
to
you
me.
just go buy Zoe some flowers and she might get you one. Seems like fair try.
Well, it's her birthday. It's her birthday.
Oh, you buy
next
Zoe
week,
a
so,
PS5?
Yeah. Oh,
I've
good.
got this for you.
Yeah.
I've done that
Yeah.
before.
That's an expensive weekend for you, Hoover, if we go to the PBR.
Yeah.
Oh,
PS5.
yeah, I know.
You can get a PBR game on. There's a PBR game on PS5.
I got one on my phone. PBR game.
Phone gaming is not gaming.
The kids play. Yeah, the kids play it.
There isn't a PBR 8-second game. I've always thought about trying it, but I don't know. I think it's cheap now too. It used to be expensive. It was like $60 or something like that. Not for that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Something.
We'll have our games on there. We'll be playing Ark and Battlefield and shit, and Hoover will have PBR and fucking Speedway. So, anyway, now I know you didn't watch Bathurst because we did an episode yesterday, and you told me how shit it is because it's not Ford versus Holden, even though it's exactly the same racing. They've just got different shells on them, and say they're different manufacturers. But
Well, I actually went and picked the kids up a bit earlier, and the fucking teacher, she even said Bathurst is not the same because it's not Ford versus Holden anymore.
what
And
a teacher's know.
she likes Bathurst. She sat there and watched it all weekend, but even she admits it's not the same.
I'm just looking forward to the Super. I think though was pretty cool watching Mostert have a beer up on the hill with the fans. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's getting around everywhere
Yeah,
at the moment on social media. They were even talking about it on the radio when I was coming home from work. Yeah, they were all over it, talking
I
about
don't mind Mostert. I just can't wait till he gets into that Supra, to be honest. I'll be happy then. I love the Supra. But apparently I was reading today that the other teams have been complaining already about the shape and everything, like you said the other day, Uber. So that it's going to be an unfair advantage and this and that. But we'll just see what happens next year, I suppose. But I'm looking forward to it. It looks sick getting around the track. I think it'll be good. Next year, it's a good one to come off anyway. Bit of rain. I was sitting around waiting for the rain. I was waiting for a safety car there for a bit, and I think I was on the edge of my seat for half the race, to be honest. So, yeah. But I think the other big news coming out today, since we did the podcast, was the 10-year ban on fucking players going to 360 from the NRL, and I cannot see that working out very well for the NRL because that'd be a restraint of trade if the players are off contract. I don't think they're going to be allowed to do shit, to be honest.
Do you reckon it will actually happen, or is it all just trying to put the wind
competition or the ban?
No,
I think they'll try to implement the ban, but there was the same thing the PGA went through with Liv. They tried to ban players from coming back to the PGA, and then when they decided to stay with Liv, it kind of faded away, and now they've sort of joined together sort of thing and came to a deal agreement. So I think they did the same thing with the Super League because they banned players from playing for State of Origin and for Australia and stuff and used ARL players only. So, you know, they're all threats, but when it comes down to actual law shit in a courtroom, that's where things change because it depends on what the law states. And I can't see an agent getting banned if a player's off contract and their sole job is to get them their best best deal that they can get them, and you're restraining them from that sort of trade. I can't see it happening, to be honest. When I think about it,
I don't think the agents will get banned. I think they'll try, but
yeah.
It's happened in the past and it hasn't worked out so well for them. So
No.
But as for the players, if they break contract,
that's different.
Leave their club and go over there,
yeah,
they're taking a big gamble, because if that R360 doesn't take off and doesn't last 10 years, they can't come back. Like, they're restricted to, they can go to rugby union, go play for Rugby Australia, or go over to Japan and make some good dollars, but it's a big risk.
Yeah, it's a massive risk, especially if you haven't played rugby union before. But it's definitely not the same game, and it doesn't translate as easily as what people think. Like it does to the players that have played it before, more than anything. Even Matt Rogers, he went to a rugby union school. He grew up playing rugby union more than he played rugby league, despite who his father was. That was in the book I read of his, saying that it was actually a goal of his to play in a World Cup and that, because he grew up playing rugby union. So that's why those sort of players, they transition a lot easier. But as you've seen with Benji Marshall and stuff like that, it's not so easy for them. So
yeah. Speaking of union to rugby league and rugby league to union, all the boys got off on the plane to go away on tour to the Ashes. And Nwaka Nitawase turns up with his Rugby Australia suitcase to go on a kangaroo tour.
I've seen that. They're all filming him at the airport.
Can't be doing that.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that. He's still got a contract next year.
Yeah. So
if he's playing as well,
but what are they going to do? Oh, really? If they said, "Oh no, we're gonna fine you or something," too easy. He just leaves and goes back.
He's
gonna get picked up straight away.
If he's playing just as well next year as what he did this year, I'm still picking him for the Blues, like straight up. I don't care. He's going to he's still got a contract with rugby league. So
they picked Suoliti, even though he announced he was going, and then.
Yeah,
well, he took care of his own State of Origin career.
Well,
he took Walsh's head off.
He packed Walsh's head in a bag and took it with him.
Well, at the moment, it seemed to have woke him up, to be honest. So he's killing it, really. So.
Well, I wish somebody would take his fingernails, though.
No. There's a bloke at work, and his daughter paints his fingernails for him, and I look at him, I'm like, you got toenails, right? And he's like, I didn't think of that. I'm like, because me and Zach used to do it. We'd play FIFA, and if you got beat by nil, you had to paint your toenails. We used to do it all the time. If you got kept to nil, you'd start with your toenails, and you had to work out, just depending on how many games we played. So
that's why you always used to lose, was it?
No.
Yeah. No. Actually, it does make sense when you line up with Mardi Gras season.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny when Zach's in there playing the game and he got a breakaway on the game and he's laying on me lounge. The next minute he's fell off me lounge because he's done a hemi sitting on me lounge in real life. He missed the goal.
I did cramp up well.
He's got a cramp mid-freaking break in the game and he just fell to the floor. We're like, shit, what the fuck just happened? He got a cramp. He pulled a hemi. Fuck.
Mind you, it was about the 18th hour we played that.
Yeah. Well, that was when FIFA was good. So no, it's still good, still all right. It's not too bad, but yeah, back when we were right into it, because I think it was all I played there for a while. But I think the threat will go very far. I think it'll just take one player to test it to find out that it, I think legally they don't meet the standard.
Well, that's the thing. What happens if you see? Well, Pilvas is pretty much nearly locked in for it. You could say that to go. He's coming to the end of his career. It's good on him for going and getting the big money if he's going to do it. What about if, say, Cam Munster wants to do it?
He's off contract.
They go, but are they going to turn around and say, no, you're not allowed back for 10 years?
Munster doesn't have 10 years left in him.
No.
It'd be somebody like young Jai.
What about Cleary?
Gray or
What about
I don't think Cleary has to. He hasn't got any reason to come back if he did go.
Well, I did read something the other day about Cleary and how they're going to try and entice him is they want to get him in a European-based area so he can be closer to Mary Fowler.
Yeah.
So
I did see a pretty funny. See the photo of him proposing the other day.
Yeah.
And then someone took the photo and put up and said Nico Hines has just been proposed to by Nathan Cleary, and it actually looked like it was Nico Hines. It was pretty funny, like all in good humour. But yeah, but I think if he does go, that's what he's got going for him. Go see the world and stuff. He's already done everything in rugby league, so he doesn't necessarily need to come back. If he did go, and he could get a big payday. So, like I said, the other players,
get a big payday going to the Super League too. Like,
oh yeah. But it just depends where they're at their career. Like they'd understand what both of their careers are and where it's at as well. So, it's just one of those things. I think Adam Elliott and Millie Elliott have done the long distance thing pretty well, and then there's what's his name, Jensen from the Broncos.
Yeah, he's missed.
Yeah,
Corey
he's still in North Queensland,
still in Townsville, and he's just she's just like just go do your career, and what's another couple of years. So there's some understanding people out there. So Corey Parker said the other day that fucking the PM13 game doesn't matter anymore. I still like seeing it, but not like it was played this year, because normally it's played with the teams that are outside the 8. Their players get selected, not the teams playing in the grand final. At least they don't get to play in it. Where this year they did have players from the grand final playing in it. Just sort of a reward to those up and coming young players, or should they look at doing it in a different way and have it as like an under 25s or something?
I don't mind it. The players that sort of aren't in that top Australian squad, I don't mind them being able to play. But yeah, it was a better spectacle, I thought, when it was the players from outside the top 8 giving them something to still strive for. I mean, but if you're going to pick, like this year, you got that Australian Ashes team, and then you still pick a second 11 or Prime Minister's 11 to play in another series. Well, it's a reward to push all the NRL players, really. And as internationals grow, you could nearly expand on it so that you do got your first 11 and your second 11 teams, because there is enough players running around to have that.
Sort of like Australia A and B, Australia A and that. So, I think you can do it. I think it can be used as a development sort of thing.
Yeah, and going to it under 23s, they trialled that a few years ago, and it sort of was one off, and then they went away from it pretty quick. I did.
Well, that's the thing. Look at that under 23s. If you do it, most of the players that are in the A side could play in the.
Well, you anyway. Look at that. I read, I think it was on Clarkie's column there. He had the potential under 23 side, and there was 4 or 5 of them already picked in that Australian squad anyway, and a few others that are now playing internationals for other countries. But it's that development side of things. I think it'll be good for the game, and it'll be good to build that international base.
Yeah,
that's even people blowing up about Kevin Walters picking mostly the Queensland side or the grand final sides and all that. But like he said, he wants the best players for the game.
Well, Queensland did win State of Origin, so you can still pick them. Like
there's no different to
that's right.
No different to the 90s when you look at that Brisbane side and all them turned around and played for Queensland and then went on to play for Australia at the back end of the year. And
I still remember when the Australian teams were majority of the grand final teams. Like it was just a few players from each team pretty much, and there was no extra ones, and now they're all worried about the incumbents and all that stuff. So, but I still think the Prime Minister's 13 has a place in the game. They just might have to reformat it a little bit if they're going to be playing more internationals. Because
Yeah,
I think it's important to go over and play in Papua New Guinea like that each year. It's only going to help them develop. So even though they've got an NRL team coming in, but which good segue to the next thing. PNG are the Chiefs, like the Chiefs.
Yeah, I like the name.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm happy with the name. The other name there was the Pythons, so I'd prefer the Chiefs than the Pythons. And is it Prime Minister or whoever the leader for PNG is? He said that it translates to both women and men when they have a women's team come in. So because they have women chiefs over there, so yeah, I think that's pretty good, and it'll suit them well. We'll see what the colours and stuff are, and
I don't think they'd venture away from those pretty stiff. Yeah, it'll be much the
well,
same.
I'm not 100% sure if they are or they're not, to be honest, because
Yeah,
you got the Bears coming in, they're red and black, so
yeah, but the PNG, it's not a real red color. It's like that orange. Yeah, that
Reddish
orange
orange.
tinge to it.
Yeah,
Like I don't mind the PNG Hunters
yeah,
jersey, and
yeah. That's the thing. They're more reddish orange, yellow,
even the
and black.
Camels
Really.
jersey. They're not bad colors, and I mean if they've already got it submitted, well, it'll just a waiting game to see
yeah,
whether they go ahead with it or not.
yeah. And from what I've seen as well, they come in 28, but there is a chance that it could get pushed back to 29 maybe. So I'm guessing they'll get the Bears launched, set up PNG, and I'm guessing they're going to announce the 20th team because I think they're going full steam ahead with it. But hopefully the NRL as a general thing doesn't lack because of it, because it'll take some time to build those players up to be able to accommodate those teams with so many coming in.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
Are the NRL going to be ready to like the Bears? They're not going to be red hot straight
Oh, I
away.
thought that about the Dolphins
Like
too.
you're gonna, yeah. But see, the Dolphins. It took the first season for everyone to start. People jumped on the bandwagon because they were a new team
Yeah,
in the comp. But if you're going to have the Bears come next year, people jump on that and then they go, "Oh, right, now we're going to throw in the Chiefs the year after." Yeah, they're trying to. I think they're just trying to let the Bears settle in first and then bring the Chiefs
yeah,
in.
yeah. The 2028 was already released before
yeah.
they said that the Bears were coming in. So
And that was because of setting up their
Yeah,
infrastructure and getting ready for the team to come in. So,
but
you know,
that 20th team though, like setting it up, if they do decide to go with a second New Zealand side, they've got the infrastructure over there.
the same as Perth, that they can take the next 12 months just to organise players. You know, they've already got Mount Meninga there. They're already getting CEOs and all that all in place because they can't sign players until the 1st of November.
Yeah, well, Mel wants to have 10 players signed and in stone before Christmas break, whether
Yeah,
they're first grade starters or fringe players, but he wants 10 out of his top 30 signed
yeah,
before
yeah.
Christmas. So,
Yeah. I've got some opinions on that, but I'll leave it until another 2 weeks, and we'll do a Bears episode on what our thoughts on what they should do and what they should be looking at to be successful. So, yeah,
another thing I heard to Savo on the way home. I'll throw this out at you and see what you think. The Knights coach, no, not the Knights coach, Titans coach,
Hannah,
yeah,
yeah,
Hano.
yeah, I know where you're going. Yeah,
He signed for the 3 years,
there's a
but
clause.
they've said there's a clause. If Bellamy leaves Melbourne, he can be the head coach the
Yeah,
following
if,
year.
if,
What do you think
I
about
don't,
that?
I don't think Bellamy will take up the offer because I don't think Bellamy's the sort of person to step on somebody else like that. I could see him going into a head of football sort of role and stepping away from the coaching, like still have a bit of a hands-on role, but not the full-on. But anything can happen in rugby league. He's said before that he's retiring at the end of the year and then goes another 12 months. So, and it depends.
Well, that's all he does, just 12 months each
Oh,
time.
he's signed for longer than that. It's for whenever he wants to pull up stumps. Basically, he was signed to like an 8-year deal or something, and it's when he wants to pull up stumps. So, yeah, it'll be one of those things where we probably won't know till the end of next year or the start of the season after what's going to happen there. But I could see him going up there and living with his family and all that, and doing a more office sort of role in that head football management and doing the recruiting and stuff like that and building the team from the outside. So I could see him doing that.
Yeah, I'd like
More
to
a mentor.
see him go out a winner. So
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting, if Melbourne won the grand final a couple of weeks ago, I was half expecting Bellamy to turn around and say, I'm actually retiring.
Yeah.
I think he deserves, he's had that career and he deserves to go out a winner. If he doesn't, he's also had a pretty damn well good career that he's earned all the accolades that he deserves. And yeah, I kind of agree. If he does go to the Titans or the Dolphins or Brisbane or whoever he goes to when he goes back to Queensland, I think he bought a house up there not long ago.
Yeah, he bought an apartment, a $3.5 million apartment.
So I think, when he does go back home, I think I don't think he goes into another coaching role.
No. I'd like to see it, to see like how good he is if he can turn the Titans around. But I don't see it happening as a coach. I think it'd be more a mentor sort of role for Hannay. And it'd only benefit Hannay, to be honest. But there's a lot of coaches that have come out of that Melbourne system that are not doing too bad. So, weren't.
It's a bit of a kick in the guts, isn't it?
Well,
really.
So Hannay, if Hannay signed the contract and it was already stipulated, it's not.
Yeah, he would have known.
I think it's only came out today.
Yeah, really. But he would have signed the contract with that.
Yeah, he would have read it, or he would have had a lawyer read it. So he would have known it was there. It's just come out today or yesterday, whenever it was. So it's known to everyone else. But
but what I read on it said that it had a clause that if they can get Bellamy, that they'll replace him with Bellamy, and he would have had to sign it. If that hasn't happened, that'd be the most Titans thing ever, to come out and go, we're going to take Bellamy and swap coaches to try and improve themselves. At the end of the day, you can have all the best players in the NRL playing for the one team. Doesn't mean they'll all get along and play together well. You got to have the right sort of people in place to be able to play well. So, Hull KR won the Super League. Apparently, they're still trying to push to get the World Club Challenge, whether it's the week before Vegas or they're trying to work something out so that they can still play it. But it looks more likely it's not going to happen.
Can't be the week before because that's round 1 for them. Yeah,
I still reckon that it needs to be played now.
Should be played this weekend, and there's no reason that
in England. It should be played this weekend in England after their grand final. We've had 2 weeks off to travel, and you can go over and you can play it. It should be played this week.
But the only thing I don't about them playing it in England is their dead ball lines, and it always affects the kicking game of any Australian team that's gone over there.
Yeah, well, every individual club has their own dimensions and stuff for a field.
Yeah, I know.
So I think Melbourne have a narrower dead ball line than what everyone else does.
But none of them are going to be the same size as Brisbane's. But I do agree. I think if they went over there now and played it the week in between their grand final and the Ashes series, and then Broncos players or whoever wins the grand final in Australia can go off to their respective countries' club squads.
Yeah.
So
it does push the international game back though, doing it that way. That's all.
Well, no, because it only pushes all the Tongans and that back. But
but if if Australia wasn't going to England, they'd be playing in Australia. And even that 1-2 weeks at this time of year, it gets more hot. It's more, they'll be doing like quarters because they'll be doing drinks breaks and all that stuff, which is kind of annoying when you watch it when it's too hot and they do that stuff. It's a good thing that they do it. It interrupts the flow of the game.
So do referees. You can have a drinks break every 3 sets because the referee's going to give away a penalty for fucking something stupid.
I seen the England team get released and AJ Brimson's playing in there. There's a couple of other NRL players playing in there, but the Brimson one to me, he only played Origin 3 years ago and now he's playing for England. No one's batted an eyelid, but as soon as they want people playing for New South Wales and Queensland, if they're relevant, they want to kick and scream that they're not playing for Australia. So does that whole tier thing even matter anymore?
Not really. Like,
I'd be happy for Brimson to still play for Queensland next year if they needed him, because you can know that they'll find a way to put him in there either way. Like,
well, that's the thing. You look at that New South Wales 5'8".
yeah,
Plays for Samoa. Luai. Victor Radley, he didn't get picked for Australia there 1 year, so he went to
yeah.
England.
He still
played
hasn't played Origin, but he's probably the one that you think about. Well, he grew up in Australia. He's playing for his heritage in England, just the same as what the Samoans and the Tongans are. But they can still play Origin. Why can't he go play for his heritage?
Walters pretty well nailed it when he said he wants the best players. As a fan, the fans want to see the best players playing Origin.
Yeah.
And they want to see the best players playing international football for their international teams. Now, with the whole New South Wales, do you just go back to where you first played or made your grade debut? So if you make your grade debut in Queensland, doesn't matter what international side you play for, you are eligible to play for Queensland or New South Wales. And it just gets rid of the whole tier system. Then they can just play for whatever international, whoever they want to defer to.
I think if you've lived in Australia before you're 12, Adam Flannery-Blake, he grew up in Sydney, he was born in Sydney, but he plays for New Zealand. I think he should still be able to play for New South Wales.
You can play your junior football. It doesn't really matter. That's why I think if you make it where your grade debut is, if you make your grade debut just on the other side of the border, up in Cane Toad country, then you go play for Cane Toads.
Yeah. So. That could work. I'd rather see the cutoff if you're.
But then it allows the Victor Radleys to play, the Tamalolos to go and play for Queensland. There's been a lot of controversy around that rule for a lot of years.
I think they're going to get rid of it. I think that's just going to be a free-for-all because the Tongans and the Samoans are just taking the players at the end of the year anyway. So you're not losing that much. Like we just said that you could have an Australia B team that would be still a decent team. Like you're not losing as much as what you think you are. So, and it makes it more competitive. It makes it more watchable. It's not as watchable when you go, Australia's got all the good players because they play Origin. Like no other country has the Origin. They don't have the intensity of Origin in those big games like that.
Well, they will when learn off. New Zealand's second team comes in.
Yeah, or sort of.
But like we've discussed before, during that Origin period, I think you can quite easily have a bye period within the NRL and have it as an international break.
Yeah.
So Tongans, if you don't get picked for New South Wales or Queensland and you still want to represent your heritage, you've got the opportunity to still play representative football. And those, like the games this weekend between Tonga and all them, they could be played during the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on that Origin, right, I just thought of it then. If New Zealand did bring in the other team and they'd done the Origin, it'd be North versus South, obviously. You play one game in North, one game in South. Do you bring one over to Australia? And then for New South Wales and Queensland, do you do one in Queensland, one in New South Wales, one in New Zealand?
They're already thinking of taking a game to New Zealand in a couple of years. They're negotiating to do it. So
that's where I draw the line. I don't even like it going to Melbourne.
I don't have a problem with it going to Melbourne and Perth and all that. You're just trying to build the game with the biggest spectacle. It's the biggest thing that they've got to offer.
Yeah, but they're not part of State of Origin. State of Origin is New South Wales versus Queensland. And if New Zealand do go down that line of having a South versus North, well, like they've got 3 big, pretty good, decent parks where they could draw in massive crowds. Can you imagine a decider played at Eden Park on a drizzly Wednesday night or Thursday night, whatever?
They won't put a decider there. It'll be game 2 or game 1. Probably game 2. It'll be the same as what they do now. They play the first one in either Sydney or Brisbane, and then the second one's played in either Perth or Adelaide or Melbourne. So they won't do a decider there. The decider will go alternate every year. So, but you got to have a decider. But they do that second game because it's still up for grabs. It's not a dead rubber.
Eden Park still, it's not neutral ground. I think
no.
Yeah.
Well, do you reckon they take an Origin game, like game 1 of Origin, and take it to Vegas at the beginning of the year?
How do you
doing that?
How do you pick your players on it? You got a lot of players still just sort of on the back end of recoveries, just getting ready for one.
I agree.
Selected.
I agree. So, if you want to friggin' showcase to the Americans what the best of our sport is, that's what you're taking. I know they've taken it there before.
Well,
I know it's happened before.
Just do Australia versus New Zealand. Yeah, that'd be a good game for them. Because
but I want it.
They just hurting each
other. I'd like to see the Anzac Test come back.
I actually like Union did it when the Lions done the tour. They done an Anzac team where it was made up of Australians and New Zealanders, just the one team made up of the 2 countries, and they played as Anzacs against the British Lions. I think you could do that in rugby league. I reckon that'd be a pretty good game, to be honest, if they got it off the ground. Like, you're stealing an idea from rugby union, but I actually really like that idea, and I was thinking that the other day. That'd be a pretty cool concept. So if you did like an Anzac versus the British Lions, you got the best of Super League and the best of the NRL playing against each other in America, you're going to get the same sort of result, I think.
I don't think you do. I think the Australian New Zealand side would wipe the park with them. And I don't think the fans in America really need to see it.
Yeah.
Like if England come out in this Ashes series and beat Australia 2-1 or 3-0, and then they can beat New Zealand in the World Cup next year, you'd probably consider doing a combined squad.
Yeah.
I don't think England competes with either Australia or New Zealand
on
their own. Past couple of years or even in the next few years.
Yeah, but British Lions is a bit different because you're adding all those other countries to it as well. It's not just England. There's a few NRL players that play for like Ireland or
you got a couple
Wales
that play for Italy and that, but
you're not going to include Italy in an English thing, are you?
No, I'm just saying you've got those couple of players playing for other countries, but England,
something to think about anyway. I think it'd be a pretty cool concept to get off the ground if you could find someone to play. What if it was a combined Pacific Islands team against the Anzacs?
Yeah, well, that'd be a bit different.
Combined Tonga and Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands, Fiji. That'd probably work too.
Be a lot of players.
You'd probably be best off. Yeah, you'd be best off just to keep that in Australia.
Really. Yeah. It'd mean a lot more to us. I'm just thinking of just ways to showcase things without taking Origin there. So I know that the AFL are doing their Origin before the season starts, and they're worried about people just pulling out. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Anyway, I'll be watching that. But Hull KR won the Super League pretty convincingly, like I said before. But the funny thing I've seen out of it is Jared Waerea-Hargreaves has been suspended for 4 games after he retired. So he's suspended for life, and he's the most suspended NRL player ever. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I said that.
That's a fair effort, to be honest. Yeah. A-League starts this week. Have you got any tips on the A-League?
I've been thinking.
Did it hurt?
I'm either.
I was just not the same deal. Like, you
It
didn't hurt
did,
yourself,
actually.
did you? I've seen you think before. It doesn't end well.
It was either the Jets or the Central Coast Mariners. I was thinking about, and they play the first game.
Yeah,
don't
F3
they?
derby, first game. Consider it's not called the F3 anymore.
Yeah.
Don't they have a little piece of concrete out of the F3 that they use as a trophy or something?
There used to be a sign on the side of the road saying you are now entering Jets area or Jets
Yeah,
country and that. And I think it was the Central Coast blokes. They got out there and they took photos and like put shit all over it
yeah,
on the way to the game. That was a few years ago.
I don't know. I think the Jets played well during the cup. They won the cup, but I think they're leading their fans into a bit of a false sense of security.
They've got some good kids coming through, to be honest, and
they've had plenty of good kids over the years, and it only takes one or two injuries through the middle of that park, and it can make or break a season.
And they have a trophy that's a concrete core sample out of the F3, and it's part of a trophy that goes to whichever team wins it.
So
that's a bit cool. So I just had a look at it then. Yeah. Well, have you guys got anything else for sport other than the Ravens suck and I'm starting to doubt?
Ravens, they do suck. We discussed this the other week, and you were all for the Ravens. They're going to turn it around. They're going to win the league, and
they've had players out. Their players come back. They'll sort it out.
I think Ravens.
NFL's a funny thing. It's no different it's no different than NRL. You make those finals, and you can make your own destiny. Anything can happen.
NFL's a very short season compared to the NRL, so they're running out of time quick.
They've only got to find themselves in a wild card spot, and they could be on a run. So I'm not giving up yet. I'll give up when they're knocked out. So
win the wooden spoon for their conference.
Though the Buccaneers are going all right, to be honest. I quite rate the Buccaneers this year. Doing really well.
Other than sort of those main things, Socceroos, played the Canada. I don't even know what Canada's nickname is, or they played Canada anyway.
We'll just say Maple Leaves. They're always the Maple Leaves.
Yeah, well, Maple Bacons.
Maple Bacons? I love maple bacon. Have you ever had maple bacon?
I don't.
I had it on the cruise last year. Oh, it's fucking good. I even like the streaky bacon.
No, can't get around it at all. No, I like bacon. I'm a big bacon believer.
You look like bacon. You look like you love bacon.
I do love bacon, yes. So, so Socceroos 1-0 win. They're looking good for their World Cup campaign next year. But they're sitting on, they've qualified already. But they're sitting top of their table.
Yeah.
5 wins.
Hopefully they get a good group and not a group of death that they seem to get every World Cup.
Yeah, well, I still think there's a lot of distance between the Australian soccer and the rest of the world. But
you can look at it that way. Every group's a group of death for Australia most of the time. So
that's right, and we've seen in the past. You only need to finish top 2, and you get a lucky goal and keep on advancing. But as long as Italy don't take a dive and rip us off again, well,
like there's some drama in soccer sometimes.
Yeah, it certainly is. Other than that as well, the bloody women's T20 cricket they're on fire. Another win. They probably should go through and win that T20 World Cup. Australian batting lineup. They just bat from 1 through to 11. Their bowling lineups, they compete against some of the men's teams.
David Warner saying if Pat Cummins didn't make the team, that he doesn't see Australia going too well without him.
David Warner also said that Australia were playing for the Ashes and England were playing for Pride. So bit of banter.
I don't think, leaving Cummins, he's a good captain, but we've seen when he's been out before and Steve Smith just slots straight back in there and, nothing really changes there. We do lose that extra bat in sort of that number 8 role. Scotty Boland will come in, you'd think, and he adds just as much to that bowling lineup as Paddy Cummins does. And I mean, if I'm England batting lineup, I'm pretty scared because they're going to go back to the G, face Scotty Boland.
I don't think England are scared because Stuart Broad said that it's the worst Australian team since 2010.
Yeah, but we've heard that in the past too, when Queensland had the worst Origin team ever, and they come out and flog New South Wales. Stuart Broad's been involved in some good England sides, and he's been involved in some pretty horrendous England sides. So, yeah, he probably should keep his pommy mouth shut.
Yeah. Do you reckon they pick Constas?
No.
No?
No, I don't think he does. I think
he
misses out. I think watching a few Shield games, and I'd really like to see Matt Renshaw open the baton with.
Do you see him taking him as like a 12th man?
I think he's the
experience.
He'll be within the squad, and I don't know, when he come out that first game, he scored his 50, and then he tried to replicate it every other time he batted. And I was reading a really good article, and there's not enough batsmen in the Australian side at the moment that just want to stay out there and bat. Steve Smith wants to bat, and he wants to bat all day. But you lose that now. Warner could score runs quick, but he could also hold the stick and bat all day.
That just comes with experience, though. Like he wasn't always like that.
No, but he turned his 10 into 20 and 20 into 50 more often than he didn't.
Yeah.
But Warner, he batted the same way across all 3 formats. And I think Constas, and that's the worst thing with T20 cricket, it's ruined Test cricket batsmen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'd agree.
You look at somebody, Matt Renshaw, who he holds the bat well. And I mean, it's a hard one. There's a lot of good opening bats. I'd even see Patterson from New South Wales. He's been batting well. Whether he gets a call up or not, they might look to somebody that's already been there. So somebody said about Buddy Marnus opening the bat, and Cameron Green going to 3. So I don't know. There's a few options there, but
Do you reckon the one wicket wonder Hoover will get a run on?
I'm too good for them.
He might get a run back in Cessnock. I did get a phone call the other day. I can't even knew any players.
I can't even hold a straight face and say Hoover and run in the same sentence.
I don't run. It's just boundary or nothing.
One of the blokes at work told me the other day that it's a good walk down to my daughter's daycare. I'm like, man, I don't even walk to the letterbox. Like, I drive past that to go in the door. And it's only just there. See what happens. But I think that's just about it for sport. With games, I've been smashing Battlefield 6 since it came out, and dead set, Battlefield is back where it was when Battlefield 1 came out. I can honestly say that. The campaign's good. It's a good story, good to play through. I haven't finished the campaign yet. You can delete the campaign so that you can save up storage on your PlayStation. You're not taking up too much storage with it and still play the multiplayer. And the multiplayer is just outstanding. Graphically, it's outstanding. All the explosions, the progression on weapons and all of that stuff. It really is an unbelievable game. I haven't played a COD in a while, but Black Ops 7 comes out on November 14, and it'll be just good to see how they compare, because Battlefield obviously doesn't get released every year like COD does. So they've got that going for them as well. But I think people sat down and actually played it properly, because you get all the COD players in there trying to play it and run and gun and stuff. But if you go in and actually play the objective like you're supposed to in these sort of games, it's a really, really enjoyable game, especially if you've got a squad of boys that want to get on, or a squad of people that want to get on and have a few beers and a few drinks and have a bit of a laugh. It's a really good game, and I'd really recommend it, to be honest. Like, I was blown away by it, if I'm being honest. Yeah, just need one of you boys to get either a PlayStation or the game. but why are you holding out on Battlefield 6, Zach?
I'm not. I'm just broke. And business owners don't have heaps of money like people say, but anyway.
What did you find this week?
No, big game I'm looking forward to is Cricket 26. I've always enjoyed me cricket games, right back to Shane Warne 99. But they've released that this one will have a pro teams. It'll have a manager mode. It's got a more in-depth Ashes series and career campaign amongst it. Like, manager mode, I can't wait for that. Like, you can go right back, scout juniors coming through the systems, and it's just going to be a more in-depth game. It's, I think, November 20 release date, so a couple of weeks away. But I can't wait for that.
I'm actually looking forward to the manager mode in it, because we haven't had a cricket game with the manager mode. Are you worried about Big Ant's release with Rugby League 26?
I still can't play Rugby League because I don't think it's a complete game, and I am a little bit worried, but they've been making cricket games for a while now. They've got that foundation there, so I think they've already they've got something to build off every year or every couple of years.
Yeah,
so
I know it's got most of the major cricketing competitions in it, but it doesn't have IPL in it because it'd be too expensive to purchase, probably, because it's so massive.
The IPL rights are too expensive, and apparently they've got most of the IPL teams, but I think it's the Rajasthan Royals. They don't have the rights to that one.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that one, but I think that's the team.
Well, if it's anything like Rugby League 26, you'd be just able to make your own and put in there anyway.
Yeah, well, they've still got the IPL. It's just called Indian T20 or something like that. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the IPL name.
Yeah.
So, but that's a big game I'm looking forward to. It comes
I
out a week after Project Motorsport, so probably going to have to shut the business down for a couple of weeks to get those two games. Get some hours in pretty quick.
Yeah. And whoever else work on buying a PlayStation for his wife?
So,
yes, I will look at one. Can't promise anything, but
buying a PlayStation, they're fucking expensive at the moment. I looked at the Pro, and
it is.
I can't justify $1,200 for it.
No, you don't have to get a Pro though.
No, you don't. But you
can just get a regular PlayStation.
If you want something that's already got all the updated stuff, and you want the better graphics and the storage and everything.
So the way that I see it, the best way for you to play games is probably to build your own PC, but that's even more expensive again. It's just the simplicity of, I go plug in my PlayStation, I click on the game. I don't have to worry about graphics cards. I have to worry about storage, but that's something that I'm working on, and I'll probably just end up getting a bigger hard drive for it and upgrading it a little bit, because I found out it's not that difficult to do. But I'm happy for the simplicity of a PlayStation, to be honest. Because once you get into that building PCs and stuff, you're talking thousands of dollars, and I'd say it'd be an addictive thing where no matter how good you make it, you'll always want to make it better.
I did look into it in the past when I was right into me Rust.
Yeah.
yeah, you can easily start at $4,000 and go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
if anyone wants to build us a PC and just sponsor us with it, that'd be great. But till then,
Yeah, send it to me. I'll get the most use.
wait, is Hoover all blurry on yours?
Yeah, he has been on and off for like the last 40 minutes.
You know when you're like watching the news and they have a dude's been suspected of a crime and they like blur out their face? That's what he looks like right now, eh? He looks like a criminal.
Yeah, it keeps coming up on my screen.
It comes up.
Not
Mine's
stable.
saying app not focused as well, but hopefully we.
Yeah, mine's saying app not focused, but mine's saying app not
Hopefully
stable.
we keep the voice messages out of this anyway. So yeah. Oh well, we can move on to our predictions for the week anyway. So predictions are sponsored by Zach's company, Crosshair Pipe and Excavations. Can you tell us a little bit about your company, Zach, where to find you and stuff?
Facebook. That's the best place to find me. Yeah, I'm based in northwest New South Wales. I'm a pipeline excavation company, so do civil works, stormwater, sewer mains, water mains, poly welding, earthworks, a few other bits and pieces.
Yeah. So. If you go over onto the Facebook page too, Zach's putting photos up of jobs that he's done and stuff like that. And it looks really good. I know one of our mates, you dug out his driveway and your brother helped concrete and it come up really, really good, to be honest. So, yeah, no, it's worth checking out. But our Crosshair predictions for this week, who wants to start? Zach.
I did have a win last week with my couple of predictions. So, yeah, I guess I can start. Now start with the NFL. New Tennessee Titans letting their coach go in the last couple of days. I'm gonna take the Patriots to beat them. And back to the cricket, England to beat New Zealand on Saturday. It's only a one-dayer, but to build up to that Ashes series here in Australia. So yeah, I think they'll be out to start winning some games and really, really build up. The Ashes are only a month away now, so
yeah. Hoover.
I've got an NFL game as well. I've gone Miami Dolphins to beat the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
And my other one is a NASCAR one. I've gone Kyle Larson to win the NASCAR Cup Series Championship.
Yep. For this week. So you know a little bit.
Saturday.
You know a little bit about Kyle Larson from Speedway.
Kyle Larson, yeah, he's a Speedway and a tar. So, it's all circuit track really for him, but yeah, Speedway and dirt.
Yeah. A lot of those races do different races. I know Mostert's racing in some 12-hour thing with Will Power from the IndyCars, so this weekend. So, yeah. My predictions for this week, I've got Samoa to beat New Zealand. New Zealand are the favourites, but I think Samoa will get up over them. I think they've got a better team with got more going for them and more players in form in that team, to be honest. You got Foran at halfback and Brown a bit iffy on the halves, where Takarangi and Luai are, I think they're a little bit more formable halves pairing, to be honest. And then I've got the Jets to win the F3 Derby and beat the Mariners this week in the first game in the A-League. Yeah. And that's our predictions for this week. So we'll put that on and hopefully we get a win this week. So, you boys got anything else?
You just got to remember, Bart, when we finish to press stop and save.
I don't have to push save. It gets sent as soon as I push stop.
Well, we've seen in the past, me and Hoover have been saying hooroo and see us later, but you tend to cut that out.
I don't cut it out. It doesn't come through for some reason.
And then last night, you just went all out and just cut me and Hoover out completely. We've had to
I didn't cut. Hoover was there. Hoover was there.
That makes sense.
I'll send you the episode of what happened. Hold on.
Yeah, that makes
no,
sense.
I didn't cut you out.
Definitely onto something.
If I was cutting you out, I would have posted it and I wouldn't be re-recording, would I?
So,
Straight after work.
So you know what we needed it. We just need to throw it like in between everything.
Yeah.
And then he just has to move it.
Yeah. Oh well, that's it from me anyway. So
yeah.
I'll see you next week. What do you reckon?
Well,
yeah.
That's about it. So I guess it's hooroo from me.
See you later.
Ed Gain over here. Don't upset mama. Have you been watching that? Ed Gain thing?
No.
Oh, no, watch it. That is some messed up shit. All right, but that's bye from us anyway. Oh, no.
You're kidding me.
Oh, you took a screenshot and you fucking did it again. Fuck, I just had a fucking heart attack.
I looked at that and I was just going, here we go. He hasn't pressed record and he's just pressing record.
Well, I wanted the
Oh.
screenshot of Hoover all blurred out so we can put it on the Facebook page. Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, the masked man.
Yeah. All right, I'll stop it. Thank you for joining Zach and I on this week's episode of the Incoherent Podcast. We will be back next week with another episode talking about the week of sport and gaming. You can follow us at the Incoherent Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. You can also get in touch with us via our email, theincoherentpodcast@outlook.com. Feel free to message us if you have anything for us to discuss in future episodes. Till next week, it's bye from us.